LeMond has made his move. Look at this. And he's making it look so easy.
LeMond, always the innovator, has decided to ride
LeMond find his energy from. This man will not give up this year.
And LeMond is away on this ultimate trip.
Tremendous attack going on here by Greg LeMond. He could still win this World Championship. Greg LeMond, the first American to win the Tour de France in 1986. He did it again last year, and now this year he's going to win again. Greg LeMond leads. His hands in the air. He's got it.
I think that's kind of the thing that excited me about getting involved in indoor cycling. I think it's been a very popular sport and a lot of participants, but they haven't really, a lot of these people have not been on a road bike or outdoor high-quality bikes, and they didn't know what they're missing. So that's what we are trying to bring into indoor cycling.
Hi, I'm Kurt Kenny, and I'm part of the team here at LeMond Fitness. I'd like to spend a few minutes with you as an introduction and overview to the LeMond GForce RT. As a business, LeMond Fitness's heritage is founded in Greg's passion to bring the outdoor riding experience indoors. With the LeMond RevMaster, we developed a product that has wonderful adjustability, great fit, great durability, all designed, inspected, and delivered to Greg's exacting standards. Our philosophy in moving forward with our recumbent bike, the GForce RT, was to bring those things to this product. I'd like you to take a minute and forget everything you thought you knew about indoor exercise bikes. In bringing the GForce RT to market, 3 design objectives became primary. The first being enhanced fit, feel, and comfort. The second being improved training performance. And the third being a different aesthetic or visual appeal. Let's take a look at the first one of these. The enhanced fit, feel, and comfort is what sets this bike apart from the industry. The primary piece of that puzzle is the fit or feel of the bike at the pedal stroke. The primary objective was for us to define a bike that allowed you to apply power with your leg through a longer range of pedal stroke. That gives the bike an extremely smooth feel. The piece of the puzzle that makes that happen is the relationship between the seat height and the crank height. Once we defined this position, you move into 2 other objectives that enhance the feel of the bike. The first being is to maintain the integrity of that feel through a wide range of users. We use a very long, very low seat track to allow users from 4 feet 10 inches to 6 foot 5 inches and even above, depending upon their individual makeup, to comfortably fit on this bike and yet maintain the integrity of the feel at the pedal stroke. The other piece of the puzzle that makes this bike inherently different is the fact that you can manipulate that feel through rotation of the seat mechanism. This allows the user to define their own comfort level within that range. A couple other pieces of the bike that are, again, differentiators from the other pieces out there. When we set out to make a bike, comfort was a piece that was incredibly important to us. In looking at outdoor recumbent bikes, mesh backs are basically what you see. This allows great breathability, yet extremely comfort support all through the back. The other piece is the seat pan itself. In developing a seat pan, if you look around the industry, you find a lot of flat pieces of wood with carved foam to define the shape of the seat. This is your interface. This is where you spend your time when you're on the bike. If you're uncomfortable, you're not going to ride. So for us to develop a seat that was extremely comfortable when you first sat on it, yet maintained its integrity as you continued to exercise was very important. To do so, we looked a little bit outside of our own world. We actually went to the wheelchair industry to understand how foam interacts with the human body. Once we understood what type of foam we needed to maintain its integrity during an exercise session, a large part was to develop a seat pan itself that was shaped to hold you, and yet had some anatomical shape to it so that you wouldn't continue to compress and find hot spots as you sat on the product. So again, what we ended up with was a seat pan that's essentially shaped like a tractor seat. On that, we've got constant thickness and density of memory foam and a softer cover. which again enhances your experience as you sit on the product. The next piece of the puzzle is even placing the hand positions ergonomically, again, so that the fit and feel was comfortable. We didn't want anything straight out. When you drop your hands naturally to the side, your wrists rotate up and in. We placed our hand positions with the contact heart rate in such positions so that it was a natural place to hang on to. Another piece of the fit, feel, and comfort of this bike is accessibility. Having an extremely low step over allows any user to easily access the product. And the final piece of the performance characteristic of this bike is its ability to manage heart rate. We've incorporated contact heart rate in the handles. The bike also is telemetry heart rate capable. If you're wearing a chest strap, it does pick up on this board. We've even incorporated a constant heart rate program. The ability to manage your heart rate is very important. We've put it in every way we possibly can. The second design objective we worked with in building this bike was increased training performance. The bike and the sum of its parts all add up to increased performance. Let's take a look at each of those. Again, the main thing we set out to do with this bike from a fit and feel perspective was to define the seat to crank relationship and your ability to pedal with power through a long range of pedal stroke. Again, from a performance characteristic, that is huge. It allows you to apply power very evenly through a long range, thus getting a great dynamic pedal stroke. Another piece of that puzzle is the ability to manipulate and change the angle of the seat. As you rotate from a forward position back through an aft position, you greatly change the way the bike feels. You move from a quadricep-oriented feel to a hamstring glute-oriented feel. What this does is it allows you to offload when you're fatigued. Very cool way to train, just being able to manipulate it. Another piece of the performance characteristic is the drive system we built into this bike. We use an electronic hybrid device, which essentially gives us the ability to have a watt range of 23 on the low end to over 1,400 on the high end. What this means is that this bike can accommodate a user from the severely deconditioned, even morbidly obese, up to the elite level athlete. There's not many people in the world that train at a level of over 1,400 watts, but for those people, we didn't want to exclude them. Same thing on the low end. Some people just don't have the physical capabilities to turn over the pedals at more than 20 or 30 watts. They need to have a piece to functionally train on, and this is a bike that will do it. Even the crank and pedal were designed to allow the user to pedal efficiently. By shaping the crank and moving it in towards the side panels, you actually create an area where the heel can freely move through the pedal stroke. Having pedals with a simple ratchet adjustment allows you to comfortably tighten them over the ball of the foot without any undue pressure on the top of the foot. As you move up into the bike, the console becomes a piece of the performance puzzle as well. In the console, we've developed 11 programs, 6 of which being LeMond training programs. The LeMond training programs are profiles that were designed by Greg and actually utilized by him at times during his career. Wonderful programs, all designed to give you great training benefit within 30 minutes. The other thing the console does is read heart rate. We have contact heart rate in the handles. We also have the ability to manage heart rate through telemetry straps. Pretty much any strap that emits an analog signal will pick up on here. We have a constant heart rate program which does work with the strap. These things, again, heart rate is extremely important to manage performance. Another design objective we took into account when building this bike was the visual appeal. Once we'd done our human factors engineering and knew how the bike was going to operate, fit, feel, and interface with the consumer, we actually went to a company called IDEO. IDEO is one of the leading industrial design firms in the world, and they set out to give us a product that had differentiation in its physical appeal. The main piece of this being this one-piece aluminum extrusion. By having this very long extrusion, solid one piece, it gives the bike a tremendous backbone, both visually and structurally. Building off of that, we were able to build a bike with great open architecture. It has a unique, elegant industrial design, including the shot peen side steel panels. The seat mesh, it's being able to see through it. You see some structure in the back. all done purposefully. The console size and placement was done with the objectives in mind of being at optimal viewing angles, as well as being small enough and compact enough that you have great sight lines around it. Ideally, we want this bike in your home. Would love to see it in your living room. You can see around it, you can interface with it, everything's in front of you. It's open, it's beautiful to look at. And lastly, let's take a look at the GForce RT as a total sum of its parts. Working from bottom to top on this product, one of the things you first notice is its wide platform. Incorporated into the front cross member are wheels, which allow you easy mobility. You have a towel holder / handle here, pick it up and move it around. If you look at the back of the bike, on the cross member you've got wide levelers. These levelers, there's purpose behind them. If you use a small one and you place it on a hard floor, you have a tendency to dimple the floor. By spreading the load out with a large leveler, you won't do that. As you move up to the bike, once again, you've got the one-piece aluminum extrusion. It is the visual and structural backbone of our bike. It allows a wonderful design look. More importantly, it allows easy access with an extremely low step over. The drive system of the bike, again, electronic hybrid generator system, huge watt range, allows any user of any fitness ability to comfortably work out and train on our product. The crank and pedal assembly, again, the crank shaped to stay out of the way of the foot during the pedal stroke. The pedal's bottom weighted, it keeps it flat. It allows you easy access to your foot. Ratcheting strap on top allows you to snug that thing down and hold your foot tight in the pedal without undue pressure across the top of the foot. Accessory holder built into the front of the bike. Allows a great place to set a remote control or a cell phone, easy access. Around the console you've got a handle, something to hang on to, allows for easy access and egress of the bike. The console position and placement, done again so that you have great viewing angles, yet it's not in the way. You can see around it. One of the first things you notice as you light the board is you have multiple viewing displays. At the top of the console, you have some windows that allow you to preset values that you can watch during your workout. Some folks like to train with heart rate, time, and calories as the three things they pay attention to. Other folks like to vary it and watch distance, RPMs, watts. These allow you to preset some values where all the rest of your information will constantly scroll down below. In the Brickyard, as you can see, it allows you to view the profile of the program as you're exercising. If you hit the hill profile, for example, it scrolls across and lets you see what's coming. The fat burner program, again, another interval-style program. There's a race day. It's a pace program, allows you to chase Greg around. We've got a constant heart rate program, which allows you to work within a specific set heart rate zone. And again, behind the LeMond training button, we've got the 6 preset programs that Greg designed and used during his career, each of varying intervals. By using the plus and minus buttons, you can preview the LeMond training programs. As you scroll through, you've got different varying intervals, you've got some steady state work, you've got some random style program, and one of the greatest programs I've ever seen, the race day. Varying intervals with some steady state work, perfect 30-minute program to get you ready for what you're going to do next. Moving to the back of the bike, again, we tried to position the handles to be anatomically correct. You'll be able to comfortably place your hands down and not have your wrists in any funny positions. The water bottle holders angled slightly so you can easily get things in and out of them. The adjustment handles for both fore-aft adjustment and rotation, clearly labeled, easy to get to. And the beauty of the bike, the seat assembly. Again, the seat back, mesh, extremely comfortable, very supportive. The seat pan itself, the beauty of the bike, you've got an anatomically shaped pan, you've got constant density of foam all the way around with a soft cover. The impression of this bike when you first sit on it is unbelievable. The beauty is it stays that way through the whole exercise. And again, the rotation of the seat. Having the ability to manage your fit personally by rotating the seat, and the performance characteristic of the dynamic change in the feel of the exercise as you rotate through the positions makes the bike what it is. And that's the GForce RT. Hello, I'm Kurt Kinney. I'm one of the team members here at LeMond Fitness. Today we're going to do a walkthrough of the unpacking and assembly procedures for the LeMond GForce RT. This is the type of packaging you can expect to see when the bike arrives. The first thing you want to do to unpack this bike, make it easy on yourself, is rid yourself of the straps. You can do so by breaking it at its seams or use a box cutter. If you're using a knife, please be careful. Once the straps are cut, the easiest thing to do to get the box off is separate the box top itself from the bottom by pulling the staples. As you get the bike to this point, you will notice that we have a main packaging box here. Very important to notice where this box is labeled, open this side. If you flip it upside down, you'll be fighting with the whole thing to disassemble it. This extra foam packaging, this is a good piece to keep. It'll allow you to easily access the back mounts for the legs. The next piece to the assembly of this bike, or unpackaging, is to open the bottom of the box. Simply pop the staples on either side. In this position, you essentially have the bike sitting off the ground in a nice tray. Remove the side pieces by pulling them out. Simply remove the plastic covering, pull the cardboard sleeves, and remember your console box. From here, the bike is basically set to assemble. Having taken the opportunity to take the packaging off the box and take all the parts out, lay them in our general work area, the first thing we're going to do is assemble the front cross member. To do so, you will actually be inserting it from what would be your left side of the bike as if you were riding it. Please note that it is indexed. As you slide it through, you may need to rotate it slightly. Slide it through and rotate until you feel the index click in. You will then use 2 of the 830 fasteners with star washers to snug everything up. Once you have your fasteners in, you will use a larger wrench to snug those down. Once everything's tight on the front end, the next piece of the assembly will be the wheel. Slide the wheel over, place your hubcap. Please note that there are 2 positioning pins on the back of this hubcap. Turn them into their spots. You'll then use 2 screws, self-tapping screws, to tighten that down. The mid-size of your smaller wrenches is what you will use to do that. Having finished tightening completely all the fasteners on the front end of the bike, the next piece of the assembly will be to do the rear cross member. You insert the rear cross member from what would be the right side of the bike as if you were riding it. Same process as with the front. Please note that it's indexed. Again, twist and feel for it to lock in place. Now, a very simple way to access the bolt holes for this piece of the bike is with the saved piece of the packaging